I'm Jon Andersen. Meet my co-hosts, Nick Best and Akim Williams. We're going to have some amazing guests on the show. Buckle up tight, because we're going to be talking about the shit you're not supposed to be talking about. We're going to be discussing anything and everything it takes to become a Legend of Iron.
Legends of Iron is brought to you by MuscleMeds, the creator of Carnivore. Carnivore is the most powerful beef protein on the planet.
Welcome to another edition of Legends of Iron. I'm Jon Andersen. With me always my partners in crime, Nick Best and Akim Williams. But today we've got the man behind the curtain. We've got Ben Bulman. He's our producer. This is the guy you don't see, but he's the one that makes all this possible. So we're just going to talk some smack today. Actually, this was a great idea from our producer, Ben. We're talking about some stuff a minute ago. We actually had some technical difficulties, couldn't get a guest to hear us properly. So we started talking smack, and our producer said, let's film some of this shit. So here we are. What were we talking about then? What was that?
Nick, John, first of all, you need to give Nick credit for that.
Yeah. I'll take it though, but Nick did drop it.
Well, if you want to hear my honest, Ben was going to be the fall guy because he's not one of the hosts. So when we start fucking laying people, when we start slapping people upside the head with shit talk, it would have gone to Ben, not to Nick. But I guess Nick, now it's on you, baby.
Oh man.
Well, it's all right. I'm a big kid. I can handle it most of the time. But so welcome to Legends of Iron BS session.
What was the topic? What were we talking about before a minute ago? It was a juicy little topic there.
We're talking about the upcoming
Ford,
fight.
the fight
Ford.
between the Iranian Hulk and Martyn Ford.
Yeah.
Martyn Ford is a freaking mountain. You know what I'm saying? For those who aren't familiar, he usually portrays the biggest, baddest guy villain in almost every movie he plays in because he's just got that huge, menacing, tattooed, covered. He's just this freak of nature. He's almost like
you're talking about Ford, not the fucking Photoshop king, whatever his name is. Correct?
Yeah, not the Photoshop gain. Iranian Hulk.
But I got to give it to the guy. I got to give that guy credit. He found a way to take his what you call milk tits and make them look like pecs with a Photoshop. So I got to give it to him. That was pretty fucking good.
Oh my god.
And listen, I came from this. I had milk tits, so I was one of those. If Photoshop wasn't available when I had them, I probably would have done it too.
Well, it's so crazy. Everyone's seen those iconic images of Martyn Ford tossing this guy clear across a
No. That was ragdolling. That wasn't tossing. He got ragdolled. Mm-hmm. He got ragdolled across the room.
The guy that got ragdolled, which is very true, was not the same person that everybody's used to seeing pictures of. That's the point.
No,
it was
correct.
It was a totally different person. If that fucking swole up dude that was everybody was thinking was there, he wouldn't have got ragdolled, and that's why the whole fucking thing got canceled.
It's very funny.
Isn't that about it?
Yeah, it's very funny because you see him training and doing stuff in videos, and he's very, very good with angles.
Yeah.
Like he'll take a video and he make you seem like he's like 600-700 pounds.
Yeah.
Like he's that big of a man.
Yeah, like he's 7 foot tall.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's all these up shots.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So under on how many coats he was wearing at that photo shoot?
He had to at least have 3.
Over under. At least 3?
Oh yeah, at least 3 on the over.
Yeah, I mean you could see
I'm thinking 4 or 5.
In that video, no matter how many jackets he was wearing or not, you could see it wasn't even close to the same human being that we were used to seeing in all of his posts.
Oh yeah, and he had that invisible lat syndrome where his arms were, trying to make himself that as wide as can be by stretching himself out, and it's just like, oh my god, you know what I'm saying? And just trying to compare yourself to Martyn. Like I said, Martyn Ford towered over him.
Because that's a legitimate beast of a man.
Yeah,
he's like 6'6" or something like that.
And then you got a guy who's just kind of a normal chubber that photoshops the shit out of his stuff and get in a position to stand next to Martyn Ford. Of course, he's going to get his ass kicked and ragdolled.
If I'm not mistaken, I think Louis Marco is the one that made him kind of famous. I think
really?
Once Louis Marco started posting about him, he's following and everything like that, started picking up.
Well, he because at first he was, the photos were extremely good because they were very believable.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? They weren't like how at the end of the Photoshop era of what he was doing, which he's still continuing to do it. He was just like, it looked proportionate in the beginning, and then it just kind of got preposterous at the end because he was brick breaking, he was just lifting crazy things. Remember, he was getting punched in the stomach for a while. He was like doing all these crazy feats of strength, and and then with the whole Eddie Hall and Thor fight happening.
Let's talk about that one. That was an interesting one too.
Oh man, yeah.
That was
I
a
did
really
not
good
see
one,
it
actually.
going the way it went, but also too, Eddie went in hurt. You know what I'm saying?
He did?
No.
Yeah. Well, his bicep was still messed up, back was
Okay.
hurting. You know what I'm saying? He didn't pull out at the end, and there was a lot of controversy there because it's like he didn't make a statement right away. He made all these bets with like Larry Wheels and all, and everyone started calling him at the end. But the thing is, he held up his end. He was just waiting on the information from like where to send the money, where to donate the money, where to pay everybody, because he's betting people across the world, and Eddie's in England or in that UK area, Larry's in Dubai, and everyone else is
This is exactly why Ben is our producer. Look at all the information that he just starts. He's got it all, man. He's like, this is straight up. I love it.
Well,
I tell you what,
I love the game. I love the game.
To both of them, I got to give both of them props for getting in the ring and throwing haymakers at each other. I mean,
for the whole time. The whole time.
There wasn't a whole lot of holding.
No.
Correct me if I'm wrong here, but it seemed like Thor started training to be a boxer.
Yes.
Eddie started training to fight Thor. So,
Correct.
Eddie was just training for a fight. Thor is becoming a boxer. So you can see that. There's a bit of a difference. That technique paid off big time, especially that long reach.
Yeah, I think Thor has a lot of potential. From watching that fight, he has potential to be a boxer.
Christ.
Yeah, he does.
I mean, have you ever seen a person without? I mean, how far would you have to get under? I mean, you have to go like 40 feet to get under that jab and actually hit him.
It's like 80, it's what 89 inches or something.
Yeah.
It's pretty.
Well, and
the reach was pretty long.
The physique changed from when he started to basically, because you got to remember, he broke the world record. All the shit started talking, and once he beat Eddie's record, everyone was like, let's fight, let's do this. All the controversy, let's lay it on the table. And like you said, he started having amateur fights and exhibitions, and the physique change was so tremendous. It's like, oh, he really prepared himself as an elite athlete. Thor proved himself.
Yeah, they both did.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to remember though, Thor was 445.
Yep.
Eddie was 440. Eddie's about a half an inch taller than me at 440.
Yeah.
And then Thor's 6'9". I mean, I love both those guys. I mean, I'm closer to Eddie.
Raw power. Eddie is just I mean, the raw power that he possessed at his peak was just unmatched. Unmatched.
Yeah.
But going from raw power into a boxer versus being 7 foot tall going into a boxer, just the biomechanics were in Thor's favor.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And the thing is I know Eddie he put on the Arnold in England. So he's the promoter of the Arnold in London.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he did that during this process. I think he was in Expendables 4 during this process.
Which he just dropped a couple of clips today that were leaked. For those who want to look for it.
Yeah, that's going to be really cool. So Eddie was very busy the whole time. Thor took it seriously and got ready for a boxing match, and kudos to him for doing it. And Eddie was ready to fight.
Yep.
Yeah.
And Eddie in the early rounds, if Eddie was going to win it, Eddie had to win it in the first or second round.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just when he got him, because he hit him pretty hard a couple times.
They knocked each other down.
As soon as he did that, the smartest thing he should have did was just went and shot his load right then. And if it was enough to put him down all the way, it should have put him down. But
it was fun to watch him.
Opportunity.
It was fun to watch what they did. But can you imagine if they had that when they were both well over 400 pounds? That would have been a different story.
It'd have been 2 rounds only.
That's the fight everybody wanted to see.
To be honest with you,
the bar brawl that everybody just wanted to see who's going to be the dirtiest.
Yeah.
Well,
but for them,
the rumor now is it's going to be Thor and Martyn Ford, because since the Iranian Hulk canceled due to mental issues and mental problems, and they didn't want to get pushed that far.
Mental issues, you for fucking physical shortcomings. What are we talking about here? Jesus Christ! Let's call a spade a spade.
Hey, you got to call a spade a spade.
I mean, we all have social media accounts, and the reason that we actually have fans that meet us in person and like us is because we look the same in pictures as we do in person. When you make when you make this crazy fucking this universe of pictures that doesn't really represent you as a person, you're gonna have some fucking trouble with that, especially if you try to monetize it. You know, I mean, if you wasn't trying to monetize it, then what the fuck? It's just for fun. But you're gonna try to collect some money based upon some fictional character you created with Photoshop.
That's it. But with that, now the talk is Martyn Ford and Thor. They're both
the giants.
They're two giants. They're basically almost the same height, same weight, and been training for a boxing match. So why not make that super fight happen? You know what I'm saying? Well, that's the rumor that's being spilled, and when it comes out, you know what I'm saying? If it comes out, I would pay to watch it.
Comes out, you heard it here first.
Because now Ford, doesn't he have background in some sort of
martial arts or
boxing,
fighting, all that? Yeah.
Yeah. So now we're talking about. I mean, you're talking about Thor. Just all you do is say his name, and it commands respect and attention. Martyn Ford is the same way, but with all his background, it's going to make a whole different deal. Martyn Ford is a huge dude, but I think everybody would have to agree that Thor is the true fucking. I guess you just say Thor's Thor.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? He's a monster. I mean, how often? I don't know, what's the height difference?
Probably about the same.
I believe they're about close to maybe an inch or two at the most.
I think it's 3.
What's the real height?
Because
of course you hear 7 feet, but it's not quite 7 feet.
Look it up. Thor's 6'9". Look it up real quick.
6 foot.
I can tell you, Thor's 6'9". Thor's 6'9".
Let's
see.
And
Brian's what? 6'8", 6'7".
Brian's 6'8".
Shaw. So there's only 1 inch
Shaw's
between those two guys.
Yeah, and then Oberst is 6'7".
All right.
Wow. I guess you just kind of based upon the TV show that Thor was in, I guess you kind of just assume that he's got another 3 inches on everybody. The power of television,
It's the power of television is real at times.
It is. 6'8".
Yeah, that will definitely be interesting.
Martyn Ford is 6'8".
So it's only an inch.
Okay.
Only an inch.
So it's an inch difference.
Yep.
No shit. Yep. What's the weight difference now? But the weight's pretty close right now.
Okay, well,
Thor's in fucking phenomenal shape, man.
Oh yeah, both of them are in phenomenal shape because Martyn Ford is basically ripped and peeled year round. So I would, and at that size, I would assume he's into 300, 325 weight class. You know what I'm saying?
So, John and Nick, if you had to place a bet, who was you betting your money on? Who are you betting money on?
If it was boxing, I think that's more a bit of a question. If it was more than boxing, I think it would.
No, we're going boxing. We're going boxing.
Straight boxing. Well, I've really never seen Martyn Ford in action. I've only seen Thor. With that jab that he's got, I mean, Jesus Christ, it's going to be hard to get in on. But Ford's got the same jab if he's got a jab. I guess the question is, what are his boxing skills? So my vote would go for Thor only because I've never seen Marty box.
Okay. What about you, Nick?
Right now, probably Thor.
Okay.
What about you, Ak?
I would go with Martyn.
Really?
I'm on that same train. I just
have a gut
more combat experience. He's got more combat experience.
Yeah.
I mean, their experience is something that you can't replace experience.
Oh yeah, and he's been a stunt coordinator, a stunt man. You know what I'm saying? And then playing, like I said, as fake as we want to say movies are, you still have to have that physical athleticism to be able to perform stunts, perform fake fights, perform choreographed fights. You know what I'm saying? All that has to take, because there's technique, there's style, there's training to portray realism. And I just give it to him. And Thor, he's just a powerhouse. You know what I'm saying?
What we got to do here, everybody.
We know he can take a punch.
Yeah.
For sure. But what we got to do, since we're doing this show here just on kind of the current events, we got to give Cedric McMillan and all his family members some love, because that was really sad. I mean, that's unbelievable.
Yeah.
No, it definitely is.
He was a great entertainer in the sport. You know.
I don't know how many motivational videos and speeches I would listen to him do on YouTube before I would go to the gym. You know what I'm saying? Like there's an iconic one of him dragging weights behind him on a sled, just doing cardio in the rain. And I would always imagine myself on the treadmill doing the same thing, like got my hoodie on tight. Like, if he can do this, I can do this. That's like, like the level of respect that I always.
Do we know for sure what happened to? Was it a heart thing?
Right now, it's COVID-related heart issues. That's what's being spoken on. But autopsies don't happen overnight. Things don't get released. But as far as speculation, he's been having heart.
Myocarditis.
Is that he was having heart issues?
Myocarditis.
Yeah, and so
sad. 44 years old, got a family, wife, and I think he has 4 kids. Or doesn't he have 4 kids?
Yeah, 4 kids. Yeah.
Active military member too. You know what I'm saying? Active service member right there. And like, I don't know how many times they've extended him, special invites, because he's like, hey, I'm on active service. I can't compete this year, but we'll allow you to compete because guess what? You're serving our country. Show up. You know what I'm saying? That's how much respect the industry has for him.
I mean, and talk about just a physique that is just, just a flowing, beautiful physique. Holy shit, Yeah. He's tall, but he just, the girth on his legs. He could just, it's one of those guys that could just kind of stand there and slowly move, and it was fucking awesome to watch.
Yeah.
I always
he won the contest at my pro debut. when I do my pro debut, he won that contest, and he went out there and started posing. And I swear to God, the music must have gone for like 5 minutes, and he just kept doing it because the fucking crowd was eating it up. They weren't pulling him off the stage. He was like, he just, just hit those positions, and he would just sit there, and it just looked fucking awesome, And then he would move to another one, and the fucking audience was eating it up. He's probably out there for solid 4 minutes. It was pretty fucking cool, especially in person. It's spectacular to watch, But yeah. Our definitely thoughts and prayers go out to all of his family members. It's terrible tragedy.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, he definitely would be missed.
Oh God, yeah. Yeah, a genuine person, real genuine person. I remember when I first time I'm competing as a pro, and I don't know anybody, and he just was one of those real cool cats that just kind of. He just was so friendly, as far as he was concerned, everybody was the same. It was really, especially because he was the cat's meow coming to that show. So it was so nice to be welcomed by a guy like him.
Yeah.
Same day. Do you guys know the comedian Gilbert Godfrey?
Yeah.
He passed away same day as Cedric. You know what I'm saying? It was like mere hours later. He passed away right after Cedric was announced.
Wow.
I think he was 67.
Yeah. He was apparently battling a long life disease, and his iconic voice was just so like you knew it was him. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
The heart attack or heart problem related deaths since COVID has just fucking skyrocketed.
Yeah.
Oh, there's well, think about this. The Miami Open, I think it was. They had 15 tennis players. And you don't see this on the news. They had 15 tennis players that could not finish the matches.
Yeah.
What? You're fucking kidding me.
No, and the tennis makes them all vaccinate no matter what. So you had 15 tennis players that could not finish the match, including the number 3 ranked tennis player in the world.
And they're not finishing because they can't breathe? They just can't keep up with the pace?
It's that lung capacity. With COVID,
it's the lung capacity and the heart capacity.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they didn't have COVID. The only thing they had was the vaccination.
That's another thing too. Is I'm getting ready to get my booster, and it's
shit, Nick. You're cracking open a deep talker here, baby.
We got to be careful because they send.
Yeah, they will drop us.
Well, we cracked the topic, but we won't really go any further. How's that? We can peek through the door, but we won't go.
I'm just going to tell you this: my wife is an ER nurse.
Don't get us banned, Nick.
I'm not. I'm just going to say this. We know what really came into the emergency rooms the whole time and what was reported on the news. And they're not the same.
Are you trying to imply that there's a discrepancy? Is that what you're trying to say, Nick?
Of course.
Just a slight discrepancy.
I'm just toying with the whole thing, so he doesn't have to say it.
I'm only thing I'm curious to find out is maybe 5-10 years from now, what the repercussions or the impact of this is gonna.
You won't. The only way we're gonna find out. There's only one way we're gonna find out. Is if we start looking at news organizations and start looking at the ownership behind them and realize they're all funds. And in a fund, when a fund owns a media company, the ownership is hidden because you can't see whose money it is.
Yeah, true.
It should be illegal for any fund or anybody that is not on the title of that company to own it. Because when the fund managers can go in and vote at the shareholder meetings and decide who runs companies, they can do that for whoever's money.
If we need a show where Nick is going to take the floor, this is the topic.
Yeah, maybe a little bit. Until we get that back, we're not going to have an honest media.
Yeah.
Well, do any of you guys follow UFC at all?
Somewhat.
Yeah, a little bit.
Makhachev just won his match against Gilbert Burns, which is an elite striker, went the complete distance. And this guy is handpicked, trained by Khabib, who retired undefeated, the GOAT of middleweight class, and now he's backing this guy up. And he basically ran the ranks, and Kamaru Usman is the next person that this guy is going to fight. Which, as of right now, because Kamaru Usman is the middleweight champion. That's where Conor McGregor made his bread and butter. And as of right now, he's beaten everybody and anybody in his weight class. So this up-and-coming guy from Dagestan is literally eating everybody and anybody up. Everyone's scared to call him out. He just beat the top two. He beat the elite, the person who was next in line for a championship fight, and went the distance, went the rounds. It showed his weak spots, but it also showed where he can improve. And so this is going to be the next turn for this division right here to see. And what's even crazier is this wasn't even a main event at the UFC on Saturday, and that's how great this fight's going to be.
Well, since we're talking about UFC, obviously we had Stan Efforting on. He's training Jones. Has Jon Jones fought since?
They're still in contracts. They're still in talks. As of right now, Jon Jones is either gonna he's either gonna fight. He's either got to fight Ngannou when he comes back, or it's gonna be Gain, and it's gonna be Stipe fighting for an interim belt till Ngannou comes back. Because you got to remember, Ngannou fought for his title and won against Gain with a torn ACL and completely destroyed him. You know what I'm saying? So like once Ngannou recovers from his surgery, and if Jon Jones is able to step in there, because he has two opponents that he can face. And whoever he faces, and he wins, will give him to Ngannou. And that's going to be the crazy part, because you're going to get someone who's technically sound, precision, and considered the best pound per pound everything against the Thor of UFC, Francis Ngannou, because that's who Ngannou is. It's like he's it's just so transcendent on what he's done for the sport. But let's see where this goes.
Well, I'm interested to watch that, because Stan has done a whole lot of work with Jon Jones to get his strength and his body weight up, but still keep all of his skill sets. Yeah, so I'm excited to watch that when that comes.
Oh, true. Everybody's on pins and needles waiting for that, but like I said, UFC doesn't want to pay for a super fight like that, because the amount of money that has to be flaunted out for that show. There'd be no other pay-per-view that could hold up to that right there.
Yeah, but the UFC is going to probably make 120, 150 million on it easy.
Oh yeah, easy.
I mean, easy.
But Jon Jones is
but they like to keep all that money. That's
exactly.
the thing, It's not like a boxing federation where boxers are making $60 million.
Yeah.
A good UFC fighter is making a fraction of that.
Yeah, a good UFC
I know.
fighter, a championship fighter, making $500,000 and up.
That's
So
sad.
you got
Yeah.
you got to
That's
give it
very
to Dana
sad.
White.
It is.
He went and bought Pride and shut it down to basically kill any fucking competition with fighting salaries. It was
Well,
fucking
and that's the
genius
thing
move.
is UFC owns all the small platforms that bring up the fighters for the UFC. So like they've literally cornered the market. Bellator
It's
is
monopoly,
the
straight
only
monopoly.
other competitor they have.
Yep. That's
Yeah,
true.
it's crazy.
It's,
Yeah, no, I'm deep into UFC.
He's
I
like
literally,
the Dana White is like the Amazon of just the regular world.
Fighting,
You know,
fighting,
he's-
yeah.
Dana White is banned from casinos because he's known to break their banks. All right, he's known to go in there, walk in with his money, and walk out with their money, and be like, look, you can't come back here anymore. I think one of the hotels there, one of the casinos, gave him a championship belt and says, "You are no longer welcome here. You were the champion."
Ben, how do you find?
Wow.
How do you find all this information? Dude? It's crazy.
Like I said, hey, I'm the guy
John-
that
John.
gets up in the morning.
He said he watches a ton of podcasts all day. That's why.
I'm listening to podcasts. I'm reading the articles. You no longer get a newspaper. Remember we used to get a newspaper and you sit down in the morning or like on your break from work and like I'm gonna just see what's going on in the world.
Well, this
I do
is
the same
exactly
thing, but I
why
do it
he's
with
the
my
guy
phone.
behind the curtain. That's why he's Wizard of Oz. He's got all the answers for us. You know? So if he's the Wizard of Oz, then what characters are we?
Oh God.
oh boy.
Nick is the oldest one, so he might be the Tin Man because he needs the oil.
I need the oil.
That's
I definitely need the oil.
So, well, fuck. Okay, well, what am I going to be? Shit, none of us are going to like our characters. Jesus Christ, what, you gonna call me Dorothy? Am I gonna be
You got
I'd
what,
rather-
Dorothy,
I'd rather
the
be
scarecrow,
Dorothy
or
than that fucking pussy lion. You know?
Oh,
You know?
God.
Put him
Oh,
up.
check
Put
this
him
out.
up.
Here,
Put 'em up.
talk about a fucking crazy topic. I was doing this live with Travis Ormeyer. We were just shooting the shit, having fun, talking nutrition. Somehow, it was somebody that asked a question. So here's the question. This is really out there. If you had to eat a turd from an animal, what animal turd are you going to eat? So I'm wanting the little pebble. Whatever makes a pebble, I'm want like, what is that, like a goat? You know, a little pebble hits the ground. That's it. Nick, you got it. What animal are you going to choose, brother?
All
You
right,
can't
so
choose
there's
yourself.
an animal.
You can't choose yourself.
Now it sees me at all. That would be bad. I'd be dead. No, there's an animal that eats coffee beans and then poops them out, and then they make the coffee.
It's like a lemur almost.
Oh, fuck,
Yeah,
that's
I
not
would
fair,
probably-
goddammit.
I would probably pick that. If,
That was better
if
than
I was going to have to
you're-
do something that foul and disgusting, that would probably be my pick.
How in the you're just a second seat to Ben. You got all this interesting information down deep. You can pull it out when you really want to get yourself out of a jam. That question's
I'm just
supposed
old.
to put you in a hot seat. I'm talking about eating a turd from an animal that eats coffee. That's not a very bad turd, you know. All right, Ben. What turd are you gonna eat?
Oh man, Nick or
No, that was from the bucket list, actually. That was from the bucket list, the move the bucket list.
Oh, that's smart. That's smart.
I was gonna say like a rabbit because I was like quick and fast and done. you
Yeah,
know?
the little pebble. You
Yeah,
just want the
exactly.
pebble, the one that you can drink down with a glass of water,
not
like
even
a big
gonna- yeah,
fucking
don't even
vitamin
wanna
C
taste
pill.
it.
Yeah, you don't want to put a tooth on that thing. Definitely not. All right, what kind of animal turd are you gonna eat?
You gotta be smart. I would do something that only eats grass or some kind of vegetable.
Like a
something
cow?
that.
A cow
So,
eats grass. Those are
I-
some nasty looking turds, brother.
I know. In Mongolia, they use the yak down to light fires and stuff like that. So I'll probably go that route.
Gotta get that fiber in.
That's a big
A
animal.
yak's a
fucking
big
turd.
animal, dude.
That's like
A
a
yak
dinner
is-
plate. That's like a dinner plate turd. You're gonna need some silverware for
And
that.
anything that could light a fire, I think I'll go that route.
I like the idea
I think-
behind that.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but almost all poop can at some point be used as fuel to light fires.
I only know about the yak, Nick. I don't know
When it's
about
dried
all
out.
You can't change his answer.
exactly. Exactly. So I'll put it to dry in the sun first, and then I'll use it.
I'm pretty sure my turds would light on fire without a problem.
Oh.
Oh.
Sometimes you probably burn it on the way out.
Yeah, I'll tell you, I don't like hot sauce because it burns my tug and my sphincter.
Oh man. I just came back from a long flight, and while I was at the airport, I got some food and it was spicy. And man, I was sitting on that plane, man, for that good 5 hours. It was not pleasant at all, man.
When you feel that spicy shit down in your lower abdomen, that is no fun.
You know,
It's no fun.
I do this to myself all the time, but like I am a hot sauce person. I have like the world's hottest hot sauces here, and I'm just constantly dumping it on my food all the time. I literally just like I have this 100% pain. Those who can't see, I have like the one they have on like that First We Feast where they eat all the wings. I put myself through that intestinal distress all the time for no goddamn reason.
Oh, that's not going to be good on squat or deadlift day.
I try not to do it on that day.
Yeah, I'll just stick with sugar-free barbecue sauce. I'm good with that.
Oh yeah.
I love it. Well, I don't know how we're gonna go any deeper into this shit talking episode than what animal's turd are you gonna eat? So we should probably wrap this baby up on that one. What do you guys think?
Yeah, definitely.
That sounds good.
Well, that's it.
I think it's fun just to have something out there.
Yeah, exactly.
That's it. This isn't one of those shows that we aim to inspire all of you listening. We just kind of aim to have some fun and entertain. So hopefully that's what happened. We definitely are not trying to inspire you to go eat an animal's piece of poop, just so you understand. Let's put that on the record.
Please don't do that.
That was just a fun topic of conversation. So
do not try that at home.
At all.
That's right. That's right.
Maybe you should ask the audience what animal poop they would eat.
Leave a note in the comments.
How can people do that? Can people get to us somehow?
Put it in the comments, you know what I'm saying, on the videos, write a reply, put it, you know what, when this video comes out, I'm going to post it on Instagram. Let us know what you would eat. All right?
Talk about a trailer saying, what animal's turd do you want to eat? What else do you want for a trailer than that?
That's it.
Yeah. That's it.
Also, too, for everyone listening, make sure you go out there, you rate and review our podcast. And if you're on Spotify, guess what? Rate, review it on there because, you know, we'd love to get this on the video on Spotify, too.
That's right. And for that matter, you guys can give us some information on guests you want us to have on. You know?
Yeah.
We're all about bringing people on that you guys want to hear talk. So you just let us know. So.
Yeah. You know, it's really sad because I would have liked to have gotten hold of Louis Simmons.
Yeah, we're a little late for that one.
Passed.
Which means that means we got to get Eddie Cohen on here soon. Not that I'm implying he's going to pass away, but let's go. I would say Eddie's got to be number 2 on that totem pole of power, wouldn't you think?
Actually, number 1. So, but yeah, definitely. I got his number. I'll reach out to him.
Yeah, sorry, and I wasn't trying to downplay. I was just saying that you're the guy that we got to get on. Don't, Eddie, don't hurt me, brother. I promise. You're still the master. You know, I love you. Anyway,
just shake his hand.
That's it. Well, there you have it, everyone. There's another edition of Legends Iron. Just a little shit talking this time, having a lot of fun talking about what turd you're going to eat from what animal and all that kind of good stuff. But next time we will see you and we'll have a guest and we'll be back to our normal thing, which is to motivate you and inspire you to be the best version of yourself. There you have it, everyone. Another edition of Legends Iron. We'll see you next time.
Legends of Iron is brought to you by MuscleMeds, the creator of Carnivore. Carnivore is the most powerful beef protein on the planet.